We're here. Hello, we're here. This is the World of Controversy podcast, the podcast that brings you all forms of controversy. This is your boy J-Rob and
Germ Griffin.
Germ Griffin. And we have two beautiful, lovely guests for you guys today.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Who we got today, Rob?
Would our guests like to announce their names?
I'm Porshea.
I'm Nicole Ross.
Porshea and Nicole Ross.
Very nice, very nice. Two very special guests. And we're here for episode 18, Rob. Episode
18. Yes.
Did you think we'll make it this far?
They didn't even know we would make it this far.
I know.
But through the grace of God.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm feeling great today. And everything's going well with me. What are we talking about today exactly?
Ooh, this is a good conversation.
Yeah.
Is age is just a number.
Is age just a number? Right.
To the dating world, you know.
Is age just a number? Wow, this is gonna get deep. Listen, we got two really good guests. We got Nicole Ross. We got Porshea in the building. Episode 18, of course. All our podcast listeners, you can listen on Podchaser, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can follow us on Instagram at
Overcast.
Overcast. Oh yeah. Some of the goons over there on Overcast are still listening to us. Thank y'all so much. Anchor.
Anywhere you can find a podcast, we're basically there.
Yep. Absolutely.
Also, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're legit in here. We're legit.
Absolutely. We're absolutely legit. Well, let's hop right into the conversation. I would like to just say that I am, I feel like I'm not the one to really be talking about my dating history or my dating life really, but I just want to say that I don't think I've ever really dated anyone outside of, probably like 2 years, maybe even, probably not even 2 years older than me. Younger, probably nowhere, more than maybe maybe 4? No, probably 3 years younger. Yeah. So I just want to say that, like, the average supposedly of marriages a day is like 2.3 years difference between a man and a woman. That's the average. Did y'all know that?
No.
So that average actually used to be like 5 years way back in like 1900, and when they did like the survey again or whatever in 2000, the average is like 2.3 years. So age differences are like super small in today's climate in America, at least. I think they said in the UK it's 2.2 years difference, and obviously the man is usually the one who's older.
I think in Africa it's like a 30% or something like that.
30 what?
Percent
30.
Like people with like a wide like age group.
Okay.
Like,
But they
10 or
all
more years.
they also
What?
marry young though.
Do they?
Yeah,
Dang.
Yeah.
they marry young.
But that 30% thing seems like a lot, because that's like a third of your married couples who are like, what you say, over 10 years difference?
Over
That's
10
crazy.
or more years.
That's unheard of in America.
That's and I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, it's not unheard of in America.
Listen, all
You
I
got
know is
people
that
that do
some of y'all, and I'm already gonna start it up. Some of y'all hear that a high schooler is going with someone in college, and that high schooler could be 18, and some of y'all lose your minds over that. Let's keep it a buck. And I understand where y'all get it from. Okay, the girl is in high school, the dude is in high school. But remind you, if we were to take that same age difference and put it between like 40-year-olds, 40s and
It's
30s,
okay.
we wouldn't even care. We wouldn't even care about a 3, 4, 5 year difference. But some of y'all be reprimanding people.
Yeah.
Oh, this person in high school, she is a baby. Why are you fooling with, huh? I'm
But
confused.
If you notice though, that's more so like the older generation.
Okay.
Even though in that older generation they did the same exact thing. But
Ooh.
I guess now in a sense they're looking at it as the maturity level.
Right.
But I personally dated someone in high school
Okay.
that was grown in a sense.
In college age or?
Yeah, I mean he wasn't in college, but yeah. College age.
It's like, no. Oh, man. Dang.
And yes, my mother's older and had a whole conniption about it.
Okay. Wow. But the guy wasn't around your mother's age, though, right?
No, I would
thank
never.
Oh, because
no.
that's happening too. I
Yes.
heard there's a cougar phenomenon too.
Hey, I don't mind cougars though.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep that a beam. I don't mind dating a cougar.
Okay.
Like, what is a cougar? Like, what is your
What's the appeal?
Yeah.
Yo,
What is the appeal?
See,
No,
this.
I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Hold on. Because this thing about a cougar, right? I had a whole argument with a couple of people about what is considered a cougar. So I heard some people say like 5 years or more. Other people say like at least 10 years or more.
Okay.
So what was
Interesting.
yours? What was the gap?
I mean, I had talked to people that was like 5 years older than me. I had talked to people that was like 10 years older than me.
That's a little.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I knew you would have more experience on this than me because
Oh,
of the conversations we've had.
Now, I can't say that I haven't dated.
Okay, I know what you're gonna say. You've talked to him.
Yes, okay.
Right,
Let's say
right.
I've talked to him, but for me, there's like different levels to it.
Okay. Okay.
So I may entertain you,
Right.
and there may be a 20-year age gap,
Right.
but I'm not bringing you home to my family. I'm not
I hear
doing
that. I hear that.
Like,
Hold up. Let me bring my sister Nicole Ross in here. She's a little older than us, and she got some
Oh, yeah,
wisdom
she
on this.
definitely got some
Please,
wisdom
Nicole
for us.
Nicole Ross, the great Nicole Ross.
I don't know if I have a lot of wisdom on the situation, but in several countries, the different ages in different regions of the world, a younger person of 10 or more age difference is not abnormal. Afghanistan, certain parts of Africa, different villages and things like that, because it's something different where people from different regions, they get married or entertain people of different age groups for financial issues or for their lifestyle or just to take a burden off of a family, where someone will pledge a young girl to another family because that was a tradition. But now in many countries across the Europe and the US, the age difference and like you said, like what is the cougar? I would say a cougar would be more than 5 years, the senior, because it wouldn't make any sense. But I have seen age differences where someone is in their mid-20s and the other person is in their 30s, and it worked out. They have a great family and children and things of that nature. But when the age difference gets different, then it slides onto a different situation of financial stability or emotional maturity levels between both parties.
So, how about somebody of 20 years difference?
That's a lot.
I mean,
That's a lot.
I have kind of messed around one time.
Here we go.
I mean, I was 22.
Oh.
I did.
so I think it comes to like a moral thing. Like for me, how I look at it, I can't say I have not messed with someone that was like a 20-year age difference. I definitely have.
Okay.
But morally, it is so wrong. I cannot bring home someone that is my parents' age.
Jeez.
But-
Are your parents 20 years older than you? Or more?
The person was around my father's age.
Jeez.
I can't sit there and say
Wow.
it wasn't.
Wow.
Like my father was older, but not that much older than this person.
Yeah.
So now, but the thing is, me personally, I tend to date older because for one, the maturity level is there, and I have an old soul, so I don't tend to really have the same interest as someone my age typically,
Right.
like in mentality. So, but I also like dating older because I feel like I learn from them. There's life experiences that they've gone through that where I feel like I can learn. So it's hard if we're the same age sometimes and we're both going through life learning a lot of the same experiences. So typically I like to date older because there's things that you could teach me. And I'm gonna make you feel young.
Yeah, but can I give you the rebuttal? Because I'm actually the opposite.
Go ahead.
I don't want to know nothing. I want to date someone who also doesn't want to know nothing. I want to make every mistake with the woman I'm with, okay? I want to make every mistake. I don't want to learn nothing from no older woman. I just want to have fun and be young in youth, you know what I mean? Now, I'm the type to be like, listen, I'm thinking about the end goal and the end time. Getting married scared the heck out of me anyway, but let's say I did get married and my partner was so much older. Like, are you thinking about your partner dying before you? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, thinking about all that type of stuff.
But that's not like it depends on the age gap.
Okay.
For me, like, because it's like at the end of the day, I'm 25, I'll be 26. I could date someone that's 25 or 26. I could still die before him. Like, and he could still die before me. That, to me. But now, if you talking about I'm 25 and I'm dating a 50-year-old now, we know he probably gonna kick the bucket before me. So,
wait. But if you're 25 dating a 50-year-old, right?
That's just trifling.
Oh. Hey, it's out there. People done it. Look.
What is your angle though? If I'm sitting here and I'm dating a 50-year-old, it's because you got money. I'm just keeping all
I was about to go there. Women always want to bring the money when they date an older person.
The
money. They want that will.
But
They can't be in that will.
I sure
think
do.
a lot of young people that are dating older people, it is a financial incentive, but there also, for some women, there's a security issue because they think the person is liking them just because they get along or they can talk about things, but in actuality, the person that's older is just looking to rejuvenate themselves. And the younger person has a stable relationship, and that's what they were looking for. So that's why they usually go for those things. It's not always monetary, but that's what a person of high value usually does, is dig in the cookie jar.
The younger person you're referring to?
The
older
person usually does that.
Gotcha.
I do. I can say that I tend to date older because of stability. I can say that because it's like you've experienced certain things in life and now you set yourself up to where you are in this stable bracket. But I know that I can also be stable myself. So to me, it's just more so like he may be good with finances because he is older, so he done made those mistakes. So now you could teach me how to be better with my finances.
Right.
But it does come to a thing because if you date older, they tend to just have life experience.
That's true.
And that's what I like. I like a man that has life experience.
Wow. Woo! We're the Controversy Podcast. We're the Controversy Podcast, episode 18. We're on one of our first dating episodes. Super excited. We got two great guests. We got Porshea in the building, and we got the legend Nicole Ross in the building. Hey, Rob, I heard something on the podcast today, and you know what? They said that, man, let me start the war right now. Someone said, society still hasn't dealt with the taboo of an older woman with a younger guy. In fact, it's more taboo for an older woman to be with a younger guy than a older man to be with a younger woman.
You speaking my language now, because I was about to go there.
In this? I never really thought about the gender divide in the what do they call it? The different standards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what is it?
Look, I don't know what it is, and I always notice that too. They don't judge an older man for dating a younger woman, right? But as soon as an older woman date a younger man, there's always some type of judgment towards them. And I don't get that. Why can't an older woman date a younger man and they not be happy together.
So I have a thing, right?
Oh.
So me having dated older, okay? So, and I have a friend who's older. He's older than me by like 10 plus years.
Okay.
So he was saying that women, they reach their sexual peak at a certain age, okay? So typically, women in our 20s, we're horn dogs. In our 30s, we kind of chill out. Back to their 40s and up, that's when they back to their peak again. Now, men, typically, they start to like wear down. Now they need some things to help them out. So at that point, when say you're like in your late 40s and you're ready to go, and you with a man that's in his 40s and he kind of at that point where he's relaxing a little bit, yes, a woman is gonna want to seek a man that can keep up. So, but now we also have to think about these older women. A lot of them, I'm not gonna say all, have children. So if I'm 40 years old and my child is 20, and then I'm sleeping with a man that's 20, now again, that's just trifling.
Hey, some don't care. I had
Some don't
messed
care.
around with one that was like, I was 22, she was like 42, 43.
Jeez,
wow.
man.
But
what the
now
hell?
again,
Wait, messed around. Can you give me a definition for messed around? You done messed around?
Bro,
the cookie jar. He was entering the cookie like.
Yeah,
But listen though, but
Yeah.
some men, but even the same with men, some men don't care either, because again, I messed around with a man and he had kids literally my age. And I was like, and I asked him, I was like, so your kids ain't gonna care the fact that you dating a girl
Right.
that is my age?
And what did the family say?
He said, oh, I never met his kids. I wasn't planning on meeting his kids.
Yo, I ain't meet the girl's kids either. But she had a
And that's
son
the
that was
deal.
about my age too.
But it's just,
y'all different. Y'all real different than me.
but no, but see, that's the thing. There's just certain just things. Like I could possibly sleep with a man that's that age, but I'm not bringing him home. I'm just not doing it. But I also think about it like I don't want my father sleeping with no chick that's my age. Period. That's just nasty.
Man,
I will tell him about his soul. I will be that daughter that
Yeah.
won't like the girl
Yeah.
because you trifling.
Yeah, that's a disturbing thing.
It is.
Yeah. Nicole?
Oh,
You come here off guard.
I mean, there's a lot of, I think of the movie how Stella got her groove on.
Come on.
The first thing I thought of, with people, older people, especially women, there's a whole thing in different parts of Kenya and things like that where European women, they go to different countries to experience younger African males. I saw this on one of these shows. I'm not going to mention that tribe, but it's normal in multiple places, but here in the States it is quite different. Of course, when you work with young people, sometimes young people like you if you're a teacher, but it's really nothing you could do about it because it's just going to cause a problem, and it just doesn't make any sense. But to some people, like professors and things like that, they always have some kind of situations, but for females, you have to have a little bit more tact, and you're held to a higher standard when you're older because the young person is probably only thinking about sexual gratification as opposed to how this is going to impact them. But I always tell people it's good to have mentors and things of that nature. A lot of the people that I know, they're way older than me, and they're in their like 70s and 80s, and it is good to talk with them and get knowledge and things of that nature. But a lot of times people don't have the emotional intelligence to recognize someone that has interests similar to yours, or if there's benefits that you can get from the person's experience, to speak with them and delve on that level and have a real friendship as opposed to a sexual interaction, which is not necessary when you're trying to do whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah. Wow. That's something to think about. Right there.
I don't know,
Nah,
not say too much.
No.
She got me
good.
thinking about my situations, and
Oh,
yo,
wow.
man, some of these older people who you think are mentors, you might actually start catching feelings for. You know what I mean? And you know, I think, you know, I'm mature enough. I've been in situations where I was like, yeah, I just can't do it because she's, you know, too old, and maybe, you know, I always think I might get played. You know, I'm like, oh, this chick is older than me. She might be trying to lure me into something, or maybe I'm reading into it too much,
You are.
and I am reading into it too much.
But you never, but see,
Jeez.
how do
Germ,
you?
you gotta catch it when they try to play you, though.
Yeah,
Certain
I know.
things you
I know.
catch. I catch certain things.
Amen.
And sometimes some things you don't catch. But at the same time, there's certain things like, you'll know when somebody's trying to play you. You get that feeling.
What's funny?
I'm just saying, my relationship, sometimes my significant other thinks that I'm trying to play him and I don't.
Oh man.
So
Well, let me
sometimes that
interject
goes
here.
Are you trying to put some stuff out here?
sometimes that just goes back into reading into things too much.
Well,
Just saying.
like I said,
Oh.
sometimes, you know, people have friendships and it's just a friendship, but it can be viewed as something else. So when you have people that are a little bit older, that's like the teacher situation where the teacher or the student gets infatuated, but most of the time it's the student. So it's up to the teacher to you know, keep that
Yes.
boundaries. But you know, when
Yes.
you say like the cultural norms and how people think that older women and younger men won't work, there's several instances. I can't remember some of these actresses' names, but they do have younger interactions, but it's a short-lived situation because it doesn't have any longevity. Some do have longevity, but the age difference is not that major.
Yeah. I know, Nicole, because I know if Selma Hayek were to come in here right now, I'm losing the script and I'm gonna go for it no matter how old she is. And there's always some people, like a teacher, like I love that example, the teacher, I'm a teacher, and there's always that teacher, like almost like a fantasy, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna go any deeper into that.
Okay,
I had a couple of those, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, oh, wait, oh, where the come from? Wait, where was I at? What? How did I get here? Okay.
Don't worry, Jim, I had a couple of those, so
Rob, take it away, man. What you looking at over there?
Dang, man, why you always gotta put me on blast? Can you give me a minute, yep?
All right, I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a minute. I want some stats. Portia, how you doing today?
I'm good, but I got a question for you though, Mr. Germ.
Oh gosh, yes,
Okay.
I love a good question.
So do you? So you don't typically like to date older women
No.
because for one, you said you feel like that they're gonna try to play you,
Hey.
and you want to date a female, and y'all go through these life experiences together,
Yeah.
right? So y'all screw up together,
Yeah,
learn together.
yeah.
So is it because you don't want to be taught?
Ooh.
Okay, so that is definitely part of it. Sadly,
That's an ego thing.
That's a what?
It's an ego thing.
What is that?
It's your ego.
Oh, it is an ego thing.
Oh.
I think so, and I don't
And
know.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because if you don't have an ego, then what are you doing? You
Mm.
have to have some kind of say, okay, this is where my mind is. This is who I am. Just because you have an ego doesn't mean that you have to be negative about it.
Right.
It's okay to have choices and hard stops. Like this
Right.
is where I don't cross, because
Right.
I mean that's part of individualism.
True.
For me, and I know this even sounds worse. Man, I'm really kind of exposing myself. I don't know, but somehow, I don't know. I know that everybody, you know, there's different, supposedly there are different leagues and different limits to sexuality or attractiveness, but, you know, sometimes the low-hanging fruit really is low-hanging fruit, easier, and it helps your self-esteem just getting something, or some woman or some man, or getting a relationship with someone who is easier to get with. Whereas when I've tried to get with women, not even older, and you know, again, you know, you can make any judgment you want. The women I thought, oh, man, this gonna kill me, that were a little bit higher on the success level than myself, I ended up either getting played or like making myself fumble in it. And I was like, dang, I can't talk to, I don't know how to talk to women. Maybe I'm not on her level. I was like, man, maybe this time I can try to talk to someone on a higher level. I'm attracted to her. Maybe she kind of attracted to me. Let me go for it. And I fumbled the ball, or she just,
All right,
you know what I
But
mean?
do you feel like you fumble because you're not willing to learn?
No.
Ah.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Then
All right,
what was it?
Germ.
What was it?
Uh-huh. I think it's
No.
It is a thing when a woman is more successful than you. You do feel a little like insecure. A man, it is a man
There's
thing.
something to
Yeah.
that. There is some. I can't completely
There is-
agree
there-
as of
there-
right now.
Yeah,
I'll
I know.
agree with that to say that is true.
There
Especially
is
in,
something with a man.
Yeah.
He does get a little insecure of whether he'll get played or she'll leave for somebody else that is more successful. And
No, whoa, if she leave, I'm done. Y'all ain't seeing me for a year.
I just
I'm gonna be in that tribe
me-
in Africa that Nicole was talking about. Y'all hear
But see,
me?
like me personally, I don't feel like I would only leave in that situation if I feel like you're not willing to expand and grow.
Okay.
Cause then at that point, I'm like, what are we doing? Cause in a sense, like I reached then a certain success peak, right?
Mhm.
So me, I'm always willing to teach and help my man evolve and help my man grow. Like I will be his biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
But if I feel like you're not putting in the same energy and the same effort that I'm giving into you, then what we doing? You gotta go. Oh, I'm out. Bye. Yeah, I'd rather go
But I
deal with
don't
a man that's
understand,
on my
Jeremy,
level.
how do you get played? What is the played part?
let me explain that.
Okay.
Because
I don't
certain
understand.
women, when they make when they at a certain level, especially when they make more money than the man, they kind of feel like they can boss the man around a lot of times. Yep. And
Nah, like they feel like they can't even text people back, yo. Like, dang, we get it. You got a better podcast than us, but you can text. Actually, let me not put people's business out there. But listen,
certain
I'm
ones,
just saying.
not all of them, but like certain ones, they do feel like, oh, well, I'm more successful than you. Yeah, so I can do this and that, and you don't got no say so or nothing.
But men do the same thing though.
Yes, they do.
Men do the same thing.
Yes, they do. But
Men,
see, I don't want to make it a gender thing. This is about age.
It
but
is
people-
a gender thing.
Well,
It
it is a
gender
lot
thing.
of-
It is.
I see me, I'm naturally bossy and I'm broke. So I could be broke and bossy, okay? So that's all I'm saying. It don't matter if I got money or not. I'm just naturally a bossy
Yeah, but
person.
remind you, there's a difference between a woman bossing you around, which could be very attractive, and a woman you find to be more successful than you. There's a difference. You can be a very passive, meek woman, but if that woman is more successful monetarily or in her career deeper than you are, you're gonna feel more insecure. Whereas a woman could be broke, bad, attractive, but just not as successful, but bossing you around, I would probably feel less
Insecure.
enticed. Yeah. Less intimidated.
There's
There's some
You know what I mean?
insecurity even with that.
Is that
because-
making sense to me? Because there is
Well,
a
wait,
difference between
Germ,
success
there's still some
and
insecurity
and-
even with that. I mean,
Yeah.
let's say a woman less successful than you, right? You're further in your career. And y'all dating and everything, right? She's bad, like you said. You know, these bad chicks, right? And some of them be crazy.
The majority.
Yo, majority are.
Majority.
And the crazy thing is,
Sorry.
some of them know that they're crazy.
No,
But
I know
y'all
I'm
still
crazy.
be
They
running.
know they're crazy,
They still be
especially
running
when they're
around
bad and
know
crazy.
she's crazy.
When they're bad and crazy, it's even worse.
Yeah.
And they know it, it's even worse because they'll do all types of things to get on your last nerve and drive you off the wall.
But I
And-
think everybody's level, everybody's definition of success is different.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like some of my friends think I'm successful and I don't think I'm there. Like, but it depends on you and what you feel like your level of success is. Because some people, like I said, my friends look at me as successful, but I don't feel like I'm successful. But they look at some of the things that I have and they feel like I'm successful. So it's your level, if it's what you personally feel like your level of success is. So if the dude feels like, oh, well, she's successful and she's this, and it makes me feel insecure, but she may not feel like she's successful because she may want to do more. So I don't think that matters.
Well,
I think that's just your insecurity is what insecurity. It's internal.
No,
that's a you
you gotta
problem.
make sure you
Something.
overstand.
Like,
Okay.
that's a you problem. That doesn't have anything to do with the other person.
right.
That other person cannot hope where they are in their life. That's not their fault.
Well, nobody's saying it's their fault. It's just
Give people a chance.
it's
But
All
it's
right.
your
All right, Nicole. I want to hear from Nicole.
insecurity.
She wanted a word in real
No, I
quick.
just
Nicole, what you want
wanted
to say?
to go back to the ages and number thing. Like we've spoken a lot about the differences between the males and the females and how when a woman has funds and the man doesn't. I think the age, going back to the age situation where a younger woman with an older man and the man is well established is not looked upon as a bad thing. But an older woman with more success and a younger man that doesn't have much success is looked at as what it is because it's clear. But for some reason, when it goes the other way, so there's a lot of gender norms that are bent and a lot of gender cultural biases that are going to be there. And as far as the age consideration, it does have a big impact on whether it's a male or a female. So just understanding that, you know, age is a number that can be important if the other factors are lined up right or if they're lined up wrong. So it's really good to talk about these type of subjects because the more we talk about these type of subjects, the more we get an understanding on how we are with ourselves and others and have a better framework on how we can move forward when we see these things.
But I'm just saying the insecurity is an internal thing.
No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Rob?
I always liked the older woman. Like even when I was a young boy. Like I think it's very few women I dated that was like younger than me.
Wow.
Or as the same age as me. Most of them was even older.
I can count on one hand how many men I've dated that was my age.
Yeah, I cannot relate.
That's how I always been. Like my family knew. My grandma, when she asked about a certain someone, she asked about the age because she was like, oh, well, this one is closer in age to you, and she was like, oh, I expect you to marry somebody in their 30s or 40s.
Wow.
It was the same with my situation. Like I just saw her up and down. I was gonna, like my longest relationship, there was like a 5-year age gap.
Really? Wow.
So I just swore I was gonna end up with somebody that was way older than me, except for like a year difference.
Wow.
Yep. And what was I gonna say? Oh, you know, you look at certain superstars. I have certain superstars. Older, I have my fantasies about. You know some of them.
We're the Controversy Podcast,
Yes.
episode 18.
Look.
We're not making it that type of episode. We are not making it that type
You know,
of
if Janet
episode.
Jackson come around here, look, I'm
He's gonna lose control.
I'm gonna lose control. If Angela Bassett comes,
Oh, man.
you already
She
know.
is beautiful.
Yes.
She is beautiful.
Yeah, black don't crack.
I'm telling you, I was telling
No, black
someone.
definitely.
I was telling someone the other day, I said if they were showing like pictures of young women. They have this other young woman that's on, she's an older woman and she's on one of those Instagram shows and she's just beautiful and it's like, I don't know how old she is, but I know she's older, but it's just really interesting to see how people are receptive to her as that character.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, you guys. This was a good episode. We're gonna wrap it up. Do anybody got anything to promote? Portia?
Okay. Portia, you have something?
No, I have nothing. My life is simple.
Okay,
It's okay. She gonna have something next time for you guys.
right? We'll be waiting to hear what.
Yes.
So one of the organizations that I work with is I am the American ambassador for the Justina Mutelli Foundation. And she has a book called The Art of Iconic Leadership. And it talks about women in history and their feminine, how they access their feminine power. And they were able to overcome cultural norms and societal norms throughout the ages. So she covers Cleopatra and Shaka Zulu's mother and different people throughout the ages. So it's quite a fascinating book. And I am located in Philadelphia as we are here with this podcast, and my organization is handsacrossphiladelphia.org. So we're working on doing some interesting things with the drones with young people and giving them jobs and opportunities. So I just appreciate being here, and thank you guys so much for this awesome podcast today.
Yes.
Thank
you for having me as well.
No problem. I would love for both of you guys to be back. Thank y'all so much for coming. World of Controversy Podcast, episode 18. Rob, you can clear it out.
Thank you guys for coming on. This was a great experience. We might have to do another part of this episode. Yeah. And make sure Janet Jackson and Angela Bassett comes next time, because it'll be hot. Yeah, that's it. World of Controversy Podcast, episode 18. Good night.